Yeah, this is David Talbot. I'm CTO at WorkMovr, and this is part two of a two-part series on our Datapage Catalog. Just to refresh from what we said on Tuesday here, we have a table in our Caspio application, which is our Datapage Catalog, and we redeploy this as well for our clients as well. And so the Datapage Catalog, standard Caspio table with the app name, whether the Datapage is deployed, the title, app key, when it was last used, and we're big on cost accounting, so you have a standard cost on these things. And so it makes for a really useful way of maintaining your Caspio application if you have a lot of data pages, like 1, 2, 3, 400 data pages, okay? And then when you're actually in the application, if you're on a data page and you want more detail about it, you can just click and as I said on Tuesday, it comes up, okay? So pretty useful. But to build this by hand, if you got like 300-400 data pages, is daunting and actually impractical. So what we have an automated process, okay? So the first part is to get the basic list and updated list of data pages. So we use Caspio REST APIs to get the list of data pages from Caspio Bridge. And then what we want to do, we want to go into each data page properties and pick up useful information here, okay? But to do this by hand and copy and paste, there's no way, right? So what we do, we use Caspio REST APIs to go to the Selenium WebDriver, and we open the WebDriver in AWS, and then we go through and open each data page property panel here within Selenium WebDriver. And then basically we can use a computer program to click on buttons and move stuff, and also do a screen scrape to get all this information. So it's not a true screen scrape because it's virtual, but it, best way of thinking about it is a screen scrape. And so that builds the whole thing. It's a long-winded process that, the program takes probably 20 minutes to run because all parsing is long-winded, but it doesn't cost hardly anything in AWS to run a 20-minute program. So it's a good deal. We run the update every 12 days for ourselves, and that seems to be sufficient, okay? Now the thing we're missing here is the last update date, okay? The last used date, okay? So what we do there, we have a second process that we run every day, and what it does, it gets the last used date, and also we run a scheduled task that picks up some other information. Now, how do we get the last use date? What we do is we have a little line of code that we put in all the data pages here, that every time you open a data page, it writes a record, a skeletal record into this table, okay, using a hidden data page. It takes almost no time at all. It's imperceptible, okay? And so then we get this table, which is the last use date, and then once a day, we run a scheduled task here to pick up a lot of extra information. We don't want to get all the extra information on a synchronous basis because we don't want to slow down all the data pages. And so we run it once a day, and you get this complete last used. And also we use this table, I'll show this next week probably, to do data page analysis, like how often, who does, and what is the sequence of events of who's using data pages. So it's a very useful statistical log file. So thanks very much. Bye-bye.